I'm the Conservative MP for Bicester, Laura Wallop. Although this week, in solidarity with my dear friend, poor, hard-done-to, bullied, put upon Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson, I'm going to be using my married name, Lady the Right Honourable Countess Palmer Violet Warmington-on-Sea 0898 Sixtus Sixtus Sixtus. That's my first married name, of course. I don't use my second married name, Mrs. Randy Butt, since that unfortunate incident at the sexual health clinic. They thought Randy had filled in the wrong box, which, if I'm totally honest with you, is slightly why we were there in the first place. So a constituent has written to me to complain that the government has this week changed the legal definition of the word torture. I don't know how they found out, because we've worked very, very hard to keep it out of the mainstream media, but still, if we're allowed to add words to the dictionary, like selfie and cowabunga, I fail to see why we can't tighten up the definition of some of our more traditional words. Now, we haven't opened this up to any kind of consultation process, and we certainly haven't spoken to organisations like Freedom from Torture, who support victims of torture, because we don't want to take them away from focusing on their really important jobs like running bring and buy sales or raffles. There's nothing to be worried about, by the way. The new definition will only affect our adults at risk policy, and as I'm sure you can imagine, victims of torture are hardly likely to be at risk, are they? The constituent also mentioned that they felt this was inappropriate given that last October the High Court openly ruled that our narrowing of the definition of torture had led to the illegal imprisonment and detention of victims of torture at Yarl's Wood Immigration Removal Centre. But, I've been to Yarl's Wood and sure, it's pretty rough, but I've heard some people willingly go on holiday in a travel lodge. So I sincerely think that those who've survived torture can put up with a few weeks there. While we're at it, I'd also like to change the spelling of the word torture. I mean, my autocorrect always puts tortoise anyway. Or maybe just replace it with an emoji. What's that you've experienced? Ooh, sad face. Actually, I'd like to take this as inspiration to change the definition of a whole string of words. Let's replace the definition of the word academy with grossly underfunded school where the teachers don't even have to be fully qualified. Oh, apparently you've already done that. Okay. Well, let's change the definition of reasonable expenses to include duck islands, holidays in the Caribbean, and having your pampas grass trimmed. And yes, that is a euphemism. But these days, your average Russian intelligence agent won't settle for a pyramid of Ferrero Rocher. I said to the ambassador this week, actually, the Russian ambassador, we're having a little soiree, I said, you've got a nerve, agent.